Welcome to the Lesser Saints Discord.
Yeah,
Where Jables' head disappears.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, it's a very special occasion today. We have a very special guest. Nick
Do we?
Ricada, how have you been, man?
Yeah.
Say you're looking
Nick,
a
you're
whole
looking pretty
lot
good.
better after going to jail. Your hair color's a little different though.
Yeah. You're
Well,
you're
guys, that's
looking
what
as
happens
pale
when
and
they dye
stuff.
your hair.
Yeah, you're not looking as
They do
pale
that
as you
now?
were before you went to jail.
Get fucked. I don't think he could gain enough weight to look like me at this point. Not that quickly.
Also, Mickey, thanks for the sub.
I was not expecting that, thank you guys.
Yeah.
If it was
We were
over
talking about it
Ricada, that
yesterday.
would have been a compliment. But now I gotta do this.
Yeah.
Now I'll be Tim Pool. It's fine.
Thank you, it was my idea.
Yeah, I was not the funny one in this situation.
When are you?
Oh, bitch.
You walked right into that one.
I know. I do it to myself. Same thing with all of my other problems. I do it to myself every time.
Oh.
Alright. Have you guys had a good week?
Oh, it was so hard to get through.
I've had to be babysitting my sister's dog, which is the sister of my dog. But unlike my dog, she's not nearly as smart, and she doesn't mind.
Yeah. So you got a retard dog. I get it.
She pissed me off bad the other night. Like, I
What'd
was
she
sitting there
do?
trying to play my video. I was like in the middle of a match in my video game, and she was just out in the backyard barking and snarling at the neighbors behind me, just like continuously. And I couldn't get up because I was in the middle of the match, and she's just non-stop. And oh, I was so pissed by the time I got up and opened that back door.
I believe it.
I've been hanging out on Omegle lately.
Yeah, I saw you got to see someone's dick.
I've seen a lot of dicks. It's not as
Yes.
bad as chat roulette, but there's a lot.
Just kind of an Omegle thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, at least in the case I saw, it was still clothed, but the camera was right there.
The successors to Omegle, anyway. I'm pretty sure the original Omegle got shut down because of shit like that.
No, the guy shut it down because it's like I can't. He felt morally wrong for having it running. And so he's just like, there's no way for me to properly moderate this so that children aren't seeing dicks. So I'm just going to shut it all down. Which I respect that.
Yeah.
That's a man taking responsibility for things.
Yeah.
Which is sadly not very common anymore. In better news on my end, though, I've been getting a whole lot of raspberries.
Well, hold on. Back to the Omegle thing. People keep trying to clown on me, like saying I'm bald and shit. So I'm always wearing a hat. And I'm just like, nah. I'm all good.
Yeah, I just need a haircut.
Yeah.
That's my issue.
Yeah, my local barber, he hasn't been open for like the last 2 weeks. I hope he's okay.
I am tempted to just take trimmers and just buzz the sides and just leave the top long and do that whole '80s bad boy, top ponytail thing. Why?
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
As your friend and as a bisexual, don't do that.
I'm
Your
still
wife will hate
considering
it.
just buzzing the sides and the back.
Yeah, I'll use a certain F word towards you in regards to that, and not in the fun way.
Yeah, it'd be in a very, very offensive, negative connotation.
Yeah, just because I could pull in more bitches than you, Jables.
You only got one bitch.
I don't have any bitches. Don't call my wife a bitch. That's my job.
I'll call your wife whatever the fuck I want to call your wife. I'll call her a cunt if I want.
That's okay. The only reason that I'm gonna be safe is because she doesn't watch the show and she is not currently home.
Yeah. Although, like, to be fair to Rimshee, like, he probably is the most attractive one here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't know
it's
what
like-
Sir looks like, so I'll...
Neither one of you knows what I look like.
I have an idea.
Okay, what's your idea then?
He's gonna
You
take
look
a
like
sip
you.
and then he's gonna bitch. So...
Ah shit. Now I'm in trouble with Tina. Fuck.
No, I'm curious now. I really want to know.
What?
I'm curious now.
I said I have an idea.
Yeah, and I'm curious as to what that is.
Okay.
Think Ryan Gosling, but prettier.
That'd be impressive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be impressive.
No.
Well,
No, you look like you. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it.
Sir,
I
Sir
just like
is
having an idea.
Schrodinger's beauty. He is simultaneously better looking than Ryan Gosling and worse looking than the Elephant Man at the same time.
Apparently, my best friend's mother had like a dream about meeting me.
Did you bang
Man,
her?
this is a person that's never seen me before. They've only heard my voice.
Alright. Well, you have a good voice.
And I'm like, oh, really? It's like, how did she describe me then? She's like, oh, she said, you know, you're like tall, like kind of like short, dark hair, nice smile. I'm like, wow, that does not describe me in any way.
Nah, I bet you have a nice smile. I've only seen you in a ski mask, but
Nah, my teeth are crooked as shit.
my teeth
It
are all
wasn't a
fucked.
ski
don't
mask.
smile.
It was two surgical masks so he could get the chip in there.
It was one surgical mask. Thank you.
Why would you destroy the Oh yeah, apparently we're sponsored by Arizona.
Why would I destroy what, Rimshee? What, you really think I'm one of those pretentious... Fuck, I can't use that word.
Well, you can. We are streaming. Wait, no, we're also on Twitch. Fuck.
But I'm not one of those pretentious, lisping people I don't like types that
F-slurs.
feels like they get extra protection from two masks. Not that that was the purpose of it to begin with.
Oh, I wasn't thinking two masks like this. I was thinking two masks like this. Which I have seen. I have seen that.
The video clip is still in the old Lesser Saints Discord, though. You see me lift it up.
Yeah.
How did
Do
you
you
forget that?
In time and look at shit.
Oh, my Christ. Although I do like how Crab titled the second clip, Sir Heatstroke.
Yeah, I'm
Tina is
surprised.
defending you.
I'm surprised Crab was actually able to make the clip of the time that I played the song.
That wasn't Crab, actually.
Who was it?
That was Skull.
Oh.
That's
Nice
why
work, Skull.
That's why I couldn't find it in Clip Clops, is because Skull posted it in general, because he's the one that clipped it. And thank God he did.
Yeah.
Because that is a moment that can never be lost to time.
Possibly the funniest thing I've ever done.
You definitely thought it was the funniest thing you ever did. Fucking dying in the background in that clip.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that one was perfectly timed.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to get set up for it. Anyways, let's talk about some boomer shit.
Ah, not boomer stuff.
I'll tell you what, with my new keyboard, this is so much easier to do shit. Because I'm not getting double presses or ghost presses anymore.
Sweet.
Maybe I should open the Twitch.
Alright, I think I'm the oldest one here, so I'm the closest to a boomer. I guess that means I've got to read this.
I thought
You're
Sir
like,
was the
what?
oldest one.
No, he's like a year older than I am.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, boomer. Go for it.
Oh no, what year were you born, Rimshee?
88.
Really?
Fucking old shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm 91.
You're younger than my sister.
Damn, I didn't realize that we were that far apart.
I'm an old piece of shit. All
right, boomer, read the shit.
The wife was making was talking about shit, and the trying to teach me what the millennial pause was. I was telling, I don't fucking know. I just want to be a grumpy old man.
Oh, no, that's a trend that I've seen going on. Like whenever you say some sort of gay shit, you say pause.
No, but the millennial pause. Do you know what the millennial pause is?
No.
It's so let's I got my phone. It's when you would start the video, you'd wait a second and then go, "Hey guys," whereas millennials just go, "Hey guys," start playing, start talking immediately. Because back when we were doing shit, it took a moment for everything to start, so you waited to make sure it had actually started before you started talking.
Oh.
Yeah, Zoomers just assume it started and they just start talking, which is why they're cut off most of the time.
I feel like
I fucking hate that. Give me a second. Give me a second to see the video you're making, and like just a second to get like a feel for the room, and
it always feels like the hey guy. It always feels like hey is cut off on any one of their videos.
Yeah.
Or it's partway through hey. Like, there's a reason that pause exists, and it's still required, motherfuckers. Okay, yeah, I'm the boomer. 32 boomer complaints that I'm pretty sure Gen Z, Gen X, and Millennials all agree with. I swear to God, if we don't start bringing back paper menus, I'm gonna snap. I don't hate that one, actually. So the first one. A prompt on Elon Musk's Twitter is going viral, asking people to share their most boomer complaints. What? Okay, that's worded weirdly, because that's definitely not Elon Musk. That's Lori Harvey, distant cousin Mel. What the fuck?
Also, why do we have to make the distinction of Elon Musk's Twitter? Just call it Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Here are some of this person's favorites. Bring back laptops with DVD players.
I agree with that. I like it as
I will say this. I don't disagree with it. I think it should be an option, but I don't think you should be required to have it.
It's
It depends
it
on what you want to do with it.
It shouldn't be mandatory, but you should be able to buy some with a disc drive. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, like-
one moment. I'll be right back.
Like, we already have a precedence for this in the industry, like the electronics industry. Just look at video game consoles.
Yeah.
You can get video game consoles that are purely digital, or you can get ones that have disc drives.
Yeah,
I've got this thing.
I got my PS3 because it.
At least for right now, hard copies are still a thing with video games.
Yeah. I've got this thing. It has no disc drive. No disc drive. Definitely nothing up here and nothing back here for a disc drive. But what do I use it for? It connects to cellular service, so I can just go online while I'm out and about tooling around. It's all I use it for. I don't need the disc drive on that thing. However, if I were to get another big laptop, I'd want a fucking disc drive in it.
And you're like, how many people out there like have just like this massive library of old PC game discs that like just they can't use as like newer and newer machines keep coming out without drives?
Well, not even that. I have a large collection of DVDs and Blu-rays that I can't play in my computer and share with all you folks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can't go through my.
I just had my parents drop off a lot of shit, so I'm looking for something real quick, seeing if I have it here.
Yeah, Dina has it right.
I've got this, and I've got fucking the anthology for all the Fallout games, from Fallout, Fallout 2, Fallout Tactics, which we'll ignore, 3 Game of the Year, New Vegas, and Fallout 4. I've got all the actual physical discs right here.
Yeah, I have the discs for all of my original Halo games up to 4.
I've got the original like Diablo 2, which honestly the remaster is pretty awesome. So having this game, not a big deal.
Yeah, but even my desktop doesn't have a fucking CD drive.
I built mine, so that was a personal choice.
Yeah.
I could get an external disk drive if I really needed to. That's really the main way you get them these days. But not providing the option is bullshit.
Yep. Alright, so we all agree with that one.
I agree pretty heavily with this next one.
TV shows are too dark, commercials are too loud, and car headlights are too bright. Agree on all fronts. Yeah. I mean, I can understand having there's a huge difference between we want the screen to be very hard to see because this is a horror movie, or this is a moment where we're trying to build suspense, versus, hey, it's supposed to be night, so we're making everything really dark to the point that you can't fucking see anything.
Well, it's not even it's not even TV shows. Some movies. Like
no, absolutely.
It was the last 3 Harry Potter movies. I have to turn the brightness up on my TV just to see anything.
A prime example that happened not too long ago was the 3rd season of Star Trek Picard.
I didn't watch it.
You know, like, even though it was like a lot better because they actually let the crew be the crew for the most part, there are multiple times in this show, like, where they're just, like, sitting in areas on a Federation starship. A Federation starship. And it looks like a fucking dive bar. It's so goddamn dark. Why is it so dark?
Why can't we be at 10
Federation
forward,
starships are the most well-lit places in the entire galaxy.
It's like, what the
The
fuck?
only
Do you have,
places
like, the
more
mood
well lit
lighting
are
on?
fucking suns.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
if they're
that's
trying
just-
to fuck each other, sure, but you know.
Again,
Yeah,
like, it takes me out of it because it's like watching Star Trek
struggling
for
to
as
see.
long as I have. It's like it should not be this dark on a Federation ship. Why can't I see anything?
You can make an argument for a Klingon ship. You could probably make an argument for a Cardassian ship. Or Ferengi ship.
Wait,
but
hold on.
a fucking
Was it
Federation ship?
was it darker than Deep Space Nine's little hub?
Yeah,
That's fucked. Because
It's like-
DS9's
we have this
DS9 was-
captain.
DS9 was pretty dark, but I think it was appropriately dark.
We have
Yeah,
this
well, it
starship
was also
captain.
a
Well, that was a
Cardassian ship.
Cardassian space station.
Or station. Yeah, it was a Cardassian
Yeah.
space station, so it wasn't a Starfleet vessel. It wasn't a Starfleet station. Therefore, you can get away with it being a little darker.
Yeah, if it was
But,
darker
like-
than that, that's fucked.
But then you go to the commercials are too loud. This is not a false statement, but I would go further and say they have shit audio balancing on fucking everything nowadays.
yeah,
'cause
it's a
they're in-
broadcaster's end.
Well, it's not. I'm talking movies too. Any sort of streaming service. The fucking
Oh,
audio
yeah.
balance is fucking shit.
Yeah,
I-
I have the volume on HBO on max cranked all the way up. On Netflix, I have it almost down to 0.
Well, even beyond that, there are certain movies and shows where the music is fucking loud, and because of that you can't hear a fucking thing they're saying, and then everyone's fucking mumbling.
Okay, so I have to show this to Jables because this is from the show. This is a direct screenshot from the show.
Alright.
This is the bridge. The bridge
Oh,
of the
Yeah.
ship that would end up being christened the Enterprise G. Look at
all
this
right.
shit.
And real quick,
I gotta
before that,
see this,
I wanna,
too. Send this
I want
to
to
me.
talk about like the
It's in live
mumbling and shit. Now that we have
I can't.
better
I'll have to-
microphones, doesn't mean you can mumble your way through your fucking lines.
Agreed. It's absolutely insane. Like, certain characters and certain scenes, it makes sense. That isn't every scene.
Rimshee, I'm gonna DM it to you so you can do it without fucking shit.
Yeah.
No, that's fucking atrocious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
this
is-
the bridge.
Rimshee, put that on screen.
Yeah, that is, the biggest issue with that is that, hold on, let me adjust something real quick. That's atrocious.
Yeah, can't see shit.
It's like,
Like,
why
It
is
looks like
lighting
it's
so
like-
bad in TV shows now? I don't
like
get
it
it.
looks-
when they
It looks like
when
a
they've
movie
got a
theater.
red alert, I could see this being the bridge on a red alert. You could probably convince me of that.
Actually, Rimshee, I have a picture of the bridge at Red Alert.
No, please. I want to actually be able to see.
No, like you're gonna love this because this is incredibly stupid.
This looks like
God.
a movie theater
Yeah,
during
DM
the
it to me.
credits.
Yeah, I'm
DM
gonna
it to
DM
me.
it to you. Because the lighting is better.
DM it to me too.
Are you fucking serious? Alright. Alright.
What the fuck?
That's during a red alert.
Yeah,
And
Why is there so much white?
I don't know.
Like this, I actually believe would be red alert. This makes sense. This is exactly what it should be under red alert. Why the fuck is it brighter than normal conditions?
Yeah.
Cave, man.
It being darker during a red alert makes sense because you're you're reserving power.
For your
Or-
And you want people to focus
yeah.
on the screens and be able to maintain focus and everything like that. Darker during red alert makes sense.
Perfect sense. And it also added to the mood's tension. This is not fucking red alert lighting. This is fucking... How the fuck is it darker during a normal operation than during red alert? Like, oh, the tension, this, that, the other thing.
Yeah, it's just like in the first image, it's like, oh, the captain's just sitting in her chair and like she's being handed something by like an ensign or something. It's like, okay, but can we turn the lights on?
Like,
Yeah, this makes zero fucking sense.
under normal conditions or under a yellow alert, you want people to be able to get on the bridge and off the bridge without tripping over their own fucking feet. So, why the fuck is this so dark? Why is it darker than the fucking red alert?
And it's not just inside the ships either. Like, I'm gonna send you another image, Rimshee and Jables.
Please don't.
I can...
Or do. I don't know.
This is inside a space dock.
Why is it so dark?
If it's inside a space dock, that is fucking dumb. Well, actually, you know what? It depends on how
needs to be
vast.
Extremely well lit for proper parking.
I will say this. It depends on how vast.
Like, for example, Star Trek 3. Like, Earth space dock, like the scene where they're stealing the Enterprise. But that's during nighttime hours, where nobody's really active out in the dock.
That's fine.
You can still see better.
I will make this argument in favor of this scene. Just not that I believe it, but playing devil's advocate. Depending on the volume of space there, you could say that the only reason that they're only trying to light up what they actually need. I still think it needs more fucking light, but I could see that argument here.
Yeah, but why does everything need to be so dark?
Oh, no. As an overarching thing, this I'm only making a slight argument for. Otherwise, it's absolute shit. The red alert actually looks perfect. That looks fantastic for a red alert. Exactly what you want. Everything is fairly visible to the audience, but it looks like they've dimmed the lights and everything. The moment you really,
but it's still
the moment.
Yeah, the red alert is nice. You can see everything, but it's also still dark enough so that people can focus on their screens and see everything without glare.
And cinematically, fun. It's dark enough that it can add to that tension. Like, you can create in-universe reasoning, which we just did, which is also out-of-universe reasoning for why you would do something like this. But in-universe reasoning, we've got that. And then cinematically, it makes sense. It adds to the tension, but it still provides plenty of lighting so you can see what's going on as an audience. And then you fucking look at this shit.
Yeah. And it's fucking atrocious.
It's bad. And these are just examples. But you get a lot... I mean, we've already talked about how the fucking audio balancing is fucked. Like, and there is some reasoning for it.
There's one more image I want to share.
No,
Alright, there is...
I want to share.
In a lot of movies and TV shows, nobody cares about the audio. Nobody cares about the visuals. Like, anything that has come out within the last, 5 or 6 years, I have to turn the brightness up on my TV.
Yeah.
So I can see something.
Here's the thing. It's like, this is the brightest lit set in all of Star Trek Picard. Because like some would be like, oh, like it's just like that because that's the aesthetic of the show. It's like, no. This image right here. That's supposed to be the bridge of the Enterprise D. The show is too dark.
At least you, like, yeah, this is the most well lit. But
it's
in
still
all
bad.
honesty, it looks like it's on low power mode.
It does.
This looks like red alert lighting for the Enterprise D.
Somebody hit the dimmer switch and forgot to set it back.
I think
this looks like the type of lighting that I would seduce a woman with.
I think
Like,
there were a couple. There was at least one episode where they had a night shift on the Enterprise. Actually showed up on screen, and they had the lights dimmed like this.
Yeah,
if I remember right.
Because we're just cruising, and there's a few people on deck to like make sure nothing bad happens.
Yeah, you don't like wander into a fucking asteroid field or some shit.
Yeah. Like, if they were to say, yeah, this is nighttime lighting, in a vacuum, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. But given the tone of the rest of the show from the pictures you've shown us, no, this is them trying to be edgy.
Yeah, that's it. The entire show is just too dark. I hate modern lighting conventions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't argue with you.
There's a place for like using darker lighting and stuff. As was the point was made earlier, like horror movies. Like John Carpenter's The Thing, which Jables can back me up on because he's actually seen it now. That movie uses
I still
light
have to see it.
and
It's on my list.
shadow fucking brilliantly.
Oh yeah, it's a fantastic movie just from like a filmmaking perspective.
Because as good as the practical effects in that movie are, Carpenter understood that if you saw them under direct light, you'd probably still be able to point out where the seams were. That's why he's so careful with how he lights every scene in that movie.
Well, that's why the first Jurassic Park was so good too, because it was a lot of practical effects, but you never really saw them in good lighting.
The first time you see
it was
the
practical where it needed to be.
It's dark and it's raining.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's practical everywhere they could do it, and they only use CG to help the practical, which is why all of those effects fucking stand up. The only continuity, or not the only, but one of the biggest continuity issues you see is the T-Rex walks up and tears apart that fence, and yet in another scene, it's a sheer drop.
Yeah, that is a continuity error.
And, but I'm not going to give them too much shit, because that's a great movie.
There are a few
it's like Maverick.
In the movie, like the first time you see the Brachiosaurus in the movie, that effect doesn't quite hold up anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they've remastered it since then.
It holds up better than most other movies, but even so, it doesn't hold up as well.
Especially from the time period.
And it's such a short scene that it's like,
I mean, this is back when they had practical effects, so happy accidents could happen, such as the fucking sunroof of the exploder, but actually caving in onto the kids.
Yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Those screams were real, but it was so good that they just left it the fuck in.
The entire glass roof popped out of its fucking seam. It just landed inside the fucking car.
Yeah, and they just tried to hold it up, and it was that's such a good moment.
Oh, it's one of those moments that just it's movie
Early
magic because those are
explorers were
real
death traps.
fucking screams.
I've jumped a highway in an exploder.
Like, don't get me wrong, they got a lot better, but those very first models of explorers, those things are death traps.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, it was a total death trap. We had two 12-inch subwoofers in there, and we're just
All right, we're
blasting
already
music and jumping highways.
we're already a half hour in, and we're only on number 2. So let's finish up number 2 with the bright ass headlights. Like, I get it.
Damn it, I hate this shit.
Bright headlights are great. They let you see better. The issue is that most of them aren't directed enough to keep it on the fucking road and out of the opposing driver's eyes.
Yeah,
and then
I agree with that.
It's to the
Not
point
only
where we've got brights for our regular low beams.
And I noticed this a lot on like European cars as well.
If I have to put my visor down because your headlights are too bright, they're too fucking bright.
Like, I've had
chill.
I've had instances where someone is behind me, and their lights are so goddamn bright that the glare of it reflecting off of my rear view mirror is blinding me.
I've had that too. Usually it's someone with brights. I've had it with people with fucking low beams. But also, I guess in Europe they have.
Well, that's a lot of the LED headlights. They're so fucking bright.
Like, I got no issue with bright. No, it wouldn't be so bad if they were fucking warm white as opposed to cool white. It wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah.
Honestly, that simple change would take care of about probably 60 to 70% of the issue.
Yeah.
Add a bit of an orange tinge to it. It's fine.
Yeah, a lot of modern lights are blue tinted, which is a problem.
Yeah.
It's distracting.
You know, like, as someone, you know, like, who had LASIK done, you know, like, I had light sensitivity before. It did not improve after LASIK.
Well, it also doesn't help.
It's especially bad for me, where it's just like, God, blind.
Yeah, it doesn't help that, at least in my case, most of my driving is done in areas that don't have fucking streetlights. No streetlights whatsoever. Or at the most street. I'm actually trying to think about this. In my area, and I'll be generally pretty broad with this. I think I've got like maybe 12, at most 12 streetlights. No, not even that. Probably less than 6. And most of those are right in front of where the county stores their trucks for road work, and in front of the the fire department and the post office. And that's where all of my streetlights exist. To get to the nearest one that I know of off the top of my head would require a 10-minute drive.
Yeah.
Why are you yelling at streetlights, Cats? I'm specifically talking about my area, which is very rural, so they're not going to spend the money to install streetlights up and down the entirety of the fucking rural road.
Idiot.
It goes on and on. And
Shut
on
up!
Oh, yeah.
Don't stop believing.
I cannot fucking listen to that song anymore. I can't.
Give into that feeling. You know?
I can't.
It's honestly, it's not a bad song. It's just overplayed.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad song.
It's
just,
extremely
I've heard
overplayed,
it
yes.
so many goddamn times that anytime it comes on my car radio now, I immediately have to change the channel. It's like, I can't.
Like I said,
Why?
it's not a bad song. It's just
along?
overplayed. But I mean, I thought Cats was trying to say, "Oh, you fucking dirty Americans, get streetlights."
No, like I will admit, like, my thing for like Don't Stop Believing, it's not it doesn't compare to my visceral hatred for anything Guns N' Roses. That's an immediate channel change for me.
It's not.
I
It's not Guns N'
fucking hate
Roses.
Axl
No,
Rose.
he's saying he hates Guns N' Roses, but Journey, specifically Don't Stop Believing, is not quite on that level.
Yeah.
No.
You know, every rose has its thorn.
God, I have to change the channel on that song too.
But anyway, back to these headlights. Step 1, make them
Every night has
warm
its
white.
First song.
Make these fucking headlights warm white.
Yeah, put a tinge of orange into it.
Yeah, stop
That's
making them fucking blue. And 2,
Yeah, like my Ford Focus, it's a 2016 model. It's got warm light.
Yeah.
I don't see why you can't just do that for all.
well, the issue is we've been putting LEDs in, and LEDs, you can choose the color. If you've got incandescent bulb, well, not incandescent, halogen or whatever the fuck the specific bulb tech is in there. If
Yeah.
you've got more traditional style headlights where it's an actual bulb and not an LED, you're generally gonna have a warm white. It's just that's
Yeah, there's
almost
gonna be
certainly
an
what
orange
it's gonna be.
tinge to it. It's the...
LED, they can choose the fucking color, but they put in these these cool white lights because they improve vision. They may technically improve vision, but they also really fuck with shit.
okay,
It's bad for the other drivers.
Mickey, there is only one thing that I have ever liked Axl Rose in. Only one. And that was Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Fair.
Because he's the voice of Tommy Nightmare Smith on KDST, which is the best radio station in that game. And for years, I didn't even know it was him.
Yeah, and I don't know, I kind of liked their style until I started seeing Slash everywhere.
Flash is incredibly overrated.
Shall we move on? I think we've beaten this one to death. We've spent like over 15 minutes on this one,
Yeah,
but it
Hey,
did cover 3
it
different
was
topics.
warranted.
it
Like
was
I said,
warranted.
it did cover 3 different topics. All right, number 3. Enough with the QR codes for restaurants. I hate QR
Agreed.
code menus in the restaurant. I want a physical menu. I absolutely agree. If you're
Yeah.
walking by, it makes perfect sense to have the QR code on the fucking window so you can be like, oh, maybe I'll check this place out later. Oh, look at the menu. But in restaurant, I don't want to be on my fucking phone looking at your goddamn menu so that you can save $1 and cost me $1 on my goddamn fucking... You cost me more than $1 because of the power I'm using.
Yeah, have a QR code available if someone's like impatient and they just want to like look at the menu real quick before the waiter actually brings the menu.
Also, the fact that
That's fine, but always
menus-
have an actual menu
Yeah.
that you bring to the customer. That's-
menus for me are part of the restaurant experience because, like, you know, like they'll have like their like designs or like their own artwork on the menus, and like they're very selective on how they put the pictures in the menu.
Oh, it's not. That's not even necessarily that. Like,
Well, no, I'm just saying like that's always been a part of it for me. It's just like nice having like this tangible thing in my hand that I could
yes.
tell like somebody put work into.
Yeah, like my local pizza place. They have a menu, no pictures on it or anything, but it's nice to just like hold it and look at it and just
Yeah.
be like,
I'd rather be
I'm
like
thinking
this.
about this or that. And
Yeah, I'd rather be like this, looking at... Hell, let's... Fucking... even this. I'd rather be like, I'm thinking about this, and I'm also thinking about this. What do you think? Versus, I'm thinking about this, but I'm also thinking about this one here.
Also, just
yes. Oh, real quick. Cats, yes, I'm a gentle lover.
Also, just in my head, I have this dystopian image of like this waitress like walking to a table to take orders, and there's just a bunch of people sitting around a table all staring at their phones.
Which
Jesus
already happens.
Christ, that's horrifying.
Like, you're
Yeah, I
trying to
hate
get
that.
people to stay off their phones so that they actually interact with people, because it means they'll get through this shit quicker. When you have a bunch of people sitting there going, oh, I got a text, I better do this and check that out. Okay, I'll get back to the menu. Versus, oh, it's in my pocket, I've got this thing. Oh, my phone just vibrated, I'll check it out later, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's like...
The quicker you get people through that restaurant, the more people you can get into and through that restaurant.
Yeah, yeah, and I think I think the QR codes are actually reducing the human experience, because it's forcing people to be on their phones. And it feels like scrolling through Twitter when you're going through the menu. And it's... I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like talking to people sometimes. So...
Well, yeah, you're like, I don't get my phone out when I'm at a proper sit-down restaurant. Like, unless it rings, and then I'll pull it out long enough to see if anyone's actually calling me. But that's about...
Yeah, when I'm sitting at the bar, I'll play some games on my phone, but the moment somebody talks to me, I put it away.
You know, it's the same thing with, like, movie theaters. Where it's just like, oh, like, why would you go to a movie theater when you can just stay at home and, like, watch it on stream? It's like, because it's the experience.
It's the whole thing. You get the shitty popcorn.
It makes me very sad that theaters are dying because of Hollywood's incompetence.
Oh, yeah. Like, they were doing all right before the pandemic, too, and then that hit.
Mm-hmm. I'm in a weird area where it costs me about like $100 to go to the theater. So
yeah, it would cost me $50 to get the tickets unless we went during the day, and I have a kid, so that's a limited window where I could actually do it. And then that doesn't include any snacks. That's easily $100 to go to the theater.
Yeah, it's like for me, it's like a $30 Uber there, $30 Uber back. So that's $60 right there.
Yeah, I'm cool on the gas.
And then like, I don't know, $10, $11 for a movie ticket. And then if I want a drink while I'm watching, you know.
When the economy allows, go to a restaurant, hold a menu in your hand, and talk with your friends and family.
Yeah. Yeah, I've sat with Rimshee at a couple bars / restaurants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked.
Never pulled out my phone.
I think I did a couple of times, but it had to do with...
You were checking the time because you were leaving that day. So it's like,
yeah, it was something like that,
I was just getting ready to say that. It's like, I'll pull out my phone on occasion to look at the time because I don't have a watch.
Well, that's one of the reasons I like having this thing, too. Like, when I'm at work, before I got this thing, because this is a smartwatch, I would pull out my phone...
Fancy pants.
I would pull out my phone anytime it vibrated. Oh, that's just an email. Oh, that's a text message from someone that can wait. Stuff like that. Now it's
just, like,
oh, it vibrates? Okay, that's good.
Wrist.
Yeah, it's great for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand why people have smartwatches. I've never been one of those like, why the fuck? It's like, no, they have their use. They can be very
it's also kind of
convenient, especially if you're in a position where you can't just readily pull out your phone.
It's also kind of nice because there are certain apps on that work with the phone. Like, I have this this multimeter that I can hook up and it Bluetooths directly to my phone. Well, I've also got an app on the watch that I can pull up the readings for.
Nice.
Yeah, so I can hook it up and just check my watch instead of having to pull out my phone to look at it. It's another one of those cool things. But it's a very limited use device.
Yeah. As a person obsessed with time.
Actually, I think what it was we had some Discord shit we were dealing with. I think that's one of the reasons I was pulling up the phone, because we had to keep... There was something that cropped up with the mods, and had to deal with that shit.
Oh, yeah. Did you, By the way, was that role created yet? Or...
Oh, no, we gotta get together just so we can talk about it, but we'll get together.
I already talked with everybody else, we all agree. So...
Oh, we're all in agreement. It's just we gotta work on something.
Happening.
Yeah, it's happening. It's happening. It's just certain exacting things. So we'll go over that later off air.
We need to go about how we're going to implement it is what we need to go over.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, it's never coming off. It's gonna stay on the temporary roll for now, but it's never gonna come off that case. Yeah. Anyway, we'll move on. Because that one's done.
Yeah.
Everything is a subscription. That's the next one. Why the fuck is everything a subscription? You buy a program and then you gotta also pay monthly. Yeah, this is fucking bullshit. Like,
yeah,
there are certain things I get. For example, Netflix. Of course, that it makes sense as a subscription. Fucking Max, Amazon Prime, I kind of get. It's more of a membership than anything. Stuff like that. But you're buying Microsoft Office, and oh yeah, it's an annual subscription, and you just have to pay us every year, and as a result, you get access to all the updates. I don't fucking care about your updates. I just want the program so I can use it. I don't want to pay every month or every year to use it.
Yeah.
I don't care if you update the software. I just want the software on my computer.
Yeah.
You know, like, every fucking website I open, doesn't matter what it is, if it's like fucking a journal or a blog or like even fucking some wikis where it's just like, would you consider subscribing? Fuck on.
Well, Wikipedia just asks for donations. But,
yeah,
I said Wikias, not Wikipedia. Wikias, which is a different thing.
Okay.
It's one thing if it's an option and it's not required. Okay, I'm a little more open to that. A little. But if you're fucking trying to tell me that you're... if you're trying to say that I need to pay you annually to do this shit, go fuck yourself. Just go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, you know, and it makes it hard to cover news articles sometimes, because, like, say I'll get, like, a news article from, like, an Oregon news source, and, like, I'll click on it, and it's like, oh, can't read this unless you subscribe.
Yeah, like,
it's like, this is local news! What the fuck?
When I'm collecting news articles for the show, I check it on both Brave browser and Firefox browser to make sure that it's available to everybody and not like there's no gatekeeping to read the fucking news.
Yeah,
it's like,
I mean,
like,
and there's some articles that I'm like super interested in, and I have to find that article on some other website because
Firefox makes a way to get around that, or not Firefox, but it's an extension on Firefox that lets you get around that shit. So easy enough to get around the paywalls, but it's still something you have to fucking deal with.
It's like, and it's everything anymore. Even electronics, like shit like cameras, like headsets and mouses will have like subscription services that they'll try and get you into. It's like, Jesus Christ!
You know the most notorious one was subscription heat warmer or butt warmers. What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. I was about to bring that up too. Like Mercedes is like, you have to subscribe to get the butt warmers. The equipment's already in the car. About the car, you fucking douchebags.
Turn it on, or I'm gonna sue you.
Yeah, they walked that back pretty quick.
They walked that. They walked that back so hard.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the next one. Bring back buttons. Too much touchscreen technology. Give me some buttons. Now, this one I will say is very situational. In a car, fucking give me buttons. Touchscreen is not well built for the fucking car. No.
Yeah, so like
tablet? No, fuck yeah, I'll take a touchscreen on a tablet.
Like,
that's not a huge deal.
In cars, especially like in cars, like after a while, I know where all of the buttons are. I don't even have to look to see where the button is to know where it's at. I can just reach over and press the button I need to press.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it never moves. It's always going to be in that spot.
So this is a problem with some cars. I'm going to use a Tesla as an example.
Well, that's the most obvious example. So
yeah.
it works perfectly.
So to open the glove box in a Tesla, you have to go to settings and like select open glove box. Like
yeah, no.
You
Are you fucking serious?
Just to open
I should
the
just
glove
have
box.
a button or a fucking latch.
Just open the fucking glove box. Hey, John rated us. Thanks, John.
Hey!
Party of 6. Thanks for the raid.
And it's like incorporating touch screens into a bunch of shit that like doesn't need to have touch screens as well. Like this little HP laptop I'm on right now. Like for some reason the entire screen is like touch screen capable, and I have no idea why.
Yeah, this thing is touchscreen capable, but that's because it can do this. So it makes sense. A situation like this makes sense.
I need to figure out if there's a way I can turn it off. Because, like, I can't even attempt to clean my laptop screen without, like, a whole bunch of shit going off.
Well, turn off your laptop
there's
first.
gotta be a way. There's gotta be a way, and... There's got to be a way, and I'm pretty sure it's in the settings. I just would have to work with you.
The reason why I clean it with the on is because the backlighting from the laptop screen makes it really easy to see where all the spots are.
Yeah, we can talk after show about how to turn that off.
It's probably in the settings somewhere. I just haven't gotten to it.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, honestly, this one is very situationally dependent.
Yeah, well,
like in a car.
But I
absolutely.
also remember when I was a kid, and I thought touchscreen technology was so fucking cool.
Yeah, touchscreen technology is great if you're dealing with something like a self-ordering kiosk. It makes sense there because why the fuck would you put out a fucking keyboard when you could just change the screen? It makes sense for certain things where it's public interaction.
Let's keep some things analog.
Oh no, absolutely. There have to be buttons. I mean, the weird, like at the time, I thought going back to Star Trek, I thought the Enterprise D had such a cool futuristic changing setup for how it did its buttons. Now I'm sitting here going, man, I just want fucking buttons.
Yeah.
There are certain things that you at most hybridized stuff where you have certain buttons for dedicated things.
I was just going to say a major thing. Like, we all have it. We all use it every day. And we would never want it to change because of a little something called haptic feedback. And that's keyboards.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want a fucking touchscreen keyboard. That would be horrid.
I have used touchscreen
that makes
keyboards.
Me want to vomit, even the thought of it. That's
I have used. We all use touchscreen keyboards. Our cell phones nowadays have touchscreen keyboards, and
nobody texts me, so I don't text anybody else. I don't use touchscreen keyboards that much.
But we do use them, and they work in very limited situations like that. I don't want one for my fucking computer.
So, like, if my laptop right now, instead of having all of its, like, little individual buttons that, like, press and click in when I tap on them, if it was just completely flat and, like, it just, like, showed the outlines of what the buttons were, it's just like a screen, oh, God, I would hate that. I would hate that so much.
Absolutely. Hell, there was a computer, not a computer, there was a keyboard not that long ago that they were working on that had an individual screen for each key, kind of like the Stream Deck. Except it was intended to be a keyboard, so that you could just change exactly how everything was, and you could make everything look exactly what you were pressing and all that. Which, that's kind of cool. That's the furthest extent of what I could accept. The moment it stops being a physical key, that's where you're going too far. And like I said, it was a key with a screen on it. That's cool. But that's the limit.
I'm just running my fingers over my keyboard now, enjoying the feel of my buttons.
Well, yeah, I want to type something now. That's like... I like keys. I like the feel. I don't know.
Yes, Cat. Very slow.
Based.
You know, we have we are at number 5 and it's already 2:30. I think we may have to come back to this next week.
We're passionate, I tell you. This stuff matters.
I mean, this is one of the best BuzzFeed. To be fair, this is one of the best
thing that the boomers aren't wrong on. That's it.
This is probably the best BuzzFeed article I've seen in, if not a long time, if not ever, at least a very long time.
No. And the only reason that is because they're taking stuff from, like, average people who are not journalists.
Alright, let's move on to the next one. Nobody knows how to read a map anymore. You know what?
Ooh.
That's actually kind of fair. Like, most of the time we don't need to.
I don't know how to read a map myself.
I know exactly how to read a map, topology, and all that shit.
Well, you were in the military.
I was about to say,
I know how to read
partly,
a map.
I was about to say, but that's partly because of my prior service.
I know how to read a map. I didn't serve. I just grew up in the fucking backwoods. So.
Yeah. My dad had maps so
I'm
memorized.
not necessarily concerned about, like, people not knowing how to read a map. People don't know how to fold a map anymore.
Yeah. But my dad used to...
that scene from Twister.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a big crease right through Wichita. Roll the maps.
Well, it does depend on the map. Certain maps, absolutely, you fucking roll them. But if it comes folded, it's already folded. What are you gonna do? You match the fucking folds.
Well, maps come in like they fold up, they fold down, and then they go like accordion and shit. So you got to figure out which order to put it back.
Yeah. Man, accordion folding. That's something that people don't really do much of anymore.
I do it for funsies.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, it used to be like that was like a thing with like, you know, like blueprints or like manuals or stuff, and you just don't see it as much anymore.
No.
Right, because a lot of manuals are online.
Yeah. Yeah, folded maps make sense under the right circumstances, but knowing how to read it is not as important as it used to be. It's more important if you don't have cell service, which, I mean, it's possible, so it's a good skill to learn, but it's not something you have to be exceedingly good at. You just have to do, or at least exceedingly fast at doing well.
I don't. What's to learn? It's a fucking map.
People are idiots. They don't know
Yeah,
shit.
if I pull up my map of the state of Washington and I'm near Tonasket, I'm roughly here.
Well, people don't know how to reference stuff. They'll pull out the map and they'll be like, I don't know which way is north. They don't know how to. Yeah, north is a direction, and I don't have my digital compass. I don't know where north is. So there is a little bit of a learning curve. And I can promise you that in part because there were idiots who didn't know how to deal with maps when we were doing land navigation. One of the only reasons
why don't they just listen to Red Hot Chili Peppers? The sun may rise in the east, but at least it settles in a final location.
That doesn't help with map reading.
Yeah, but the sun rises in the east. Sets in the west.
Yeah, but that doesn't help you.
That means those are your two sides. So do that one.
Yeah, that'd be great if you have an entire day and know what time it is.
You don't have to have an entire day. Oh, it rose over there? Cool. Just sit over there. We're going that way.
That's great if you're sitting in a spot.
No, I am interrupting this. Enough about the maps. Number 7 personally pisses me off.
Stop texting me before a doctor's appointment to do some online check-in process.
Fucking hate this shit, man.
That got big during the pandemic, and I can understand why, but, yeah, stop that. The only doctor I ever had that did that was my dentist, and she has since stopped doing that. And it was basically only because of the pandemic. That was it. Cool. Now it's just, hi, I show up. I'm here.
Or just like getting like multiple like confirmation texts. It's like, are you coming? Please text yes to confirm that you're coming. Then about a week later, you're still coming, right? Please text it.
All right, I'm gonna pull John on now.
Yeah, please do.
What's up, John?
Like, if I need to cancel, I will call you. Hello.
What's up, guys?
We're just talking about boomer shit that makes sense.
I was cracking up over here.
I was gonna say, is it really boomer stuff if it's common sense though? Is it really?
Well, we're just going with what BuzzFeed is saying. Or I guess Lori Harvey, distant cousin Mel, whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean.
Also, John, thanks for the raid.
Yeah, anytime. Anytime.
Yeah, when's the last time that happened?
I don't think anybody stayed, but
That's right.
Yeah,
I think we jumped on for like in the first 10 seconds. It was like, this is fucking stupid. I was like, yes, I love this. This is perfect. What a good entry into the Lesser Saints of Discord.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
No,
how else do you describe
we
us?
always talk about stupid stuff, and
Yeah.
I sometimes do things that are a little too edgy that gets Twitch to shut us down. But
Did you come here for intellectual discussion? You will be sorely disappointed.
I am
Most
a
of the
master
time.
debater,
Once sandwiches come up, once bread comes up, apparently it becomes a PhD dissertation.
We are not opening that subject again.
No, I
No, we are
finally
not
got
opening it.
cats to admit that pretzel is bread. So don't.
Okay, it wasn't
Yeah,
entirely.
we're not opening up the subject.
No.
We're not opening up the subject. I'm just saying, for some reason, whenever food comes up, it turns into a PhD dissertation.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of our longest tangents always involve food.
Yeah, John, do you have any hot takes on food?
That's a great question. Off the top of my head, I mean, there's the whole hot dog. What is a sandwich? The hot dog a sandwich? You know, that's
Yeah,
the
we've gone
classic
over that one so many times.
Yeah, I mean that's like the one everyone talks about.
I'll give you an example. One of my hot takes. I think Pop-Tarts are technically raviolis.
Ooh, that's a great one.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
That makes sense though. That completely makes sense. But the only issue is then there's a lot of other things that would qualify as raviolis, or like fruit gushers raviolis.
No.
Does it have to
Rain,
be?
There's no
Rain.
pastry. There's no pastry in the fruit gushers.
So is like a
All
croissant
right,
stuffed with, like
Jables.
chocolate ravioli?
Because my brain did, it's like, would a gusher be a dumpling? And I'm like, I hate you so much,
Ooh.
brain.
Yeah, it's
Done this
actually
to me.
legit. I would probably say
Gushers
it's
are
a
not
dumpling.
dumplings. Yeah.
Just put that in like a bowl of broth, and you can have some gushers and broth.
No.
Pop-Tarts are not raviolis.
Yeah, gushers aren't raviolis because that's all candy and stuff.
But a Pop-Tart's not pasta.
Yes, but it's still made from flour and water. It's like a bread pastry thing. It's made from the same thing to make the noodles to make a fucking ravioli.
No, it's not.
And the
Pasta is
counter
made
has
with a
been reset.
particular type of flour.
See what I have to deal with, John?
I love that we have a timer
If you
for
weren't
last food development.
consistently wrong all the time, Jables, and just kept your fucking mouth shut.
I am right. I'm always right. I am
No.
the rightest right.
We have a thing for last food derailment, and the last one was in
Restart the timer.
Yeah, reset the counter.
already did.
Larry's gonna be pissed. He's like, fuck, I missed it.
Yeah.
Now, just keep in mind, John, there is a huge difference between a food derailment and food being the actual topic on hand.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I can deal.
We don't have to reset the counter if we start the conversation specifically on food.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes we have specific articles about food, and then that leads into a discussion.
Or if one of us says, like, hey, I want to talk about this, and then brings up food. If we're having a conversation and then food derails the conversation, the counter
Love
gets...
Okay, I'm trying to think of all my food hot takes. I've definitely had a few over the years, but I can't really. I mean, this isn't really like a food hot take, but I think turkey on Thanksgiving is trash. I think it's the most overrated thing on
No,
Thanksgiving.
turkey on Thanksgiving, it's fine, but what you really want is the leftover turkey after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah,
Thanksgiving, it's all about the mashed potatoes. It's all about the stuffing. It's all about all the other food. The turkey's there just to facilitate it. But then after Thanksgiving,
hold on.
Fuck yeah.
I have to ask John a question.
Uh-huh.
Do you own a food processor?
Yeah.
Have you ever used leftover Thanksgiving turkey to make turkey salad?
No, but I'm kind of
You
interested
should
in that now.
do that.
So if you put it in the food processor, is it going to be a little too mashed up? I mean, it's not a blender, but still, it's like I would just use 2 forks.
Just trust me.
All right, I don't know. We'll see.
My uncle has been doing it for years, and it is the best thing about after Thanksgiving.
That actually kind of sounds
Is
like
Thanksgiving turkey.
I think I could get into that. That's a solid take.
Yeah, I like the post-Thanksgiving turkey sandwich, though. You throw some gravy, some cranberry sauce, some turkey, some stuffing, all that onto a sandwich. Oh. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I will admit, a sandwich made with stuffing, turkey, and cranberry sauce is legit kind of the shit.
Mm.
Yeah.
There's this sandwich chain called Capriati's that makes a sub sandwich like that. They call it the Bobby, and it is delicious.
Yeah.
I'm glad I already reset that counter. Shall we move on to the next one?
The next one kind of
I don't know.
sucks.
I feel like we could spend more time talking with our guest.
Oh,
When's the
no,
last
either
time
one.
We had a guest.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but he might have some takes on
by the way,
this.
for the audience, John runs a podcast John runs a podcast called The First Time Readers. And they're reading through like Harry Potter. Right now, he streams on Twitch doing he's reading through Percy Jackson right now, and he also does crosswords every day. So if you're interested in that, pop it in the chat.
Bunch of random nerd shit.
Yeah.
Hey, we love our random nerd shit here.
We are random nerd shit, dude.
Yes.
Did you not see how weird we got on food?
I was gonna say, like, one of our best like nerd moments in recent weeks was Jables completely flipping his shit about a take on GoldenEye.
Oh.
That was
By
entertaining.
the way, John, I'm wearing one of your shirts.
Ooh, yes, I noticed that. I love that. Solid.
Hey, we got merch.
Yeah.
This man's out here representing the merch.
He's...
I did lose my shit when we were covering an article, and they said 007 GoldenEye on the N64 was a bad game. And
no. What they were saying was games you shouldn't play, old games you shouldn't play. And they had, I think, one good take the entire time.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like all those articles are written just for clicks. I am so cynical with any of those articles because I feel like they're just going to take the top 10 games of the past and just put them on a list, throw them out there and say you shouldn't play these games, just so people rage on the internet and just like give them more clicks.
Well, most of the time most of the time on this specific article, it was, you shouldn't play this because they have remastered it and the new one has come out, or they have improved on all the old mechanics with the sequels, so why would you go back to the original? That sort of shit.
Yeah, and like our take with 007 GoldenEye, you can't play it with a modern controller.
Yeah, no.
That's totally fine.
You need one of these.
Okay, like...
Yeah, if you got one of these.
For example, a lot of her arguments were based on like graphical fidelity.
Yeah.
Which was a bullshit argument.
Yeah, that's always stupid.
But
nah, not worth it.
Well, sometimes it makes a difference, but most of the time it's shit.
The part where I really lost my shit was on her final example. Her final game on the list was Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah.
Like Donkey Kong Country.
That's a great...
And
no. Donkey Kong 64 is different than Donkey Kong Country.
I think it was Donkey Kong Country that she did, though.
No, it was 64.
Either way. But she's like, it's not that like it's not like this game or like Super Mario 64 did anything wrong. It's like, you keep that game out your mouth, bitch.
Yeah, honestly. You keep those games sacred.
She's like, why would you play these games when you can play later entries in the series that have like more refined platforming? And that's when I'm just like, explain to me why people still play Super Mario Brothers on the NES, you stupid bitch.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have strong feelings about it, as you can tell.
Yeah, no. That was his inside voice.
Oh no, I've gotten a lot angrier on this show.
Oh, yeah.
I really
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
have. Yeah,
I just-
as I said, it's like, you know, it's like, oh, it's like, that's like saying, like, why aren't you playing the newest Zelda game? It's like, I could if I wanted. Well, I can't right now because I'm broke. But it's like, my most played Zelda game is A Link to the Past. Why? Because it's my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good
A
game.
Link to the Past and Ocarina
For
of Time are my
Jables, it's
two
Ocarina
favorites.
of Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Those,
Ocarina of Time is like my
those
second
are my
favorite.
two favorites.
Ocarina of Time is the reason why I learned how to read. Because I wanted to play the game, and my dad was like, I'm not going to read this for you. You have to learn how to read first. And then I just like speed ran, like learning how to
It's a
read.
great way to get kids to learn how to read. Brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know, like,
I learned how to
if you're
read so I
actually
could play Ocarina of
motivated
Time.
to do something, you're probably
Yeah.
going to succeed at it better than if you weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I ended up being a pretty good reader.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's inspirational shit as far as I'm concerned. Like, Little Jables is just like, this game is so cool that
Well,
I
I
am going to teach
saw
myself
my
to
dad
read.
playing it. I wanted to play it so bad. But my dad was just like, I'm not going to read everything for you. You got to learn how to read so you can play the game. And I was like,
And Jables just like, challenge
bet.
us.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would take too that I feel like video games make us really good problem solvers. So I feel like when, you know, and not that we ever have control of the government because it's all these old, we're ranting on boomers. It's like, you know, all these dumbass boomers are controlling everything. As soon as like younger generations start going in there, we're going to be the best problem solvers of all time because we've been playing video games and we've been playing N64 for our whole lives and we know how to solve all these problems.
Without getting too into politics, I think we'll be better problem solvers than we were. The biggest issue is the lack of understanding of the landscape of politics today, or of the problems that they're facing. More accurately,
Hold
Yeah.
on. Dina had a funny comment, and Jables said to his dad, "Hold my chocolate milk."
That's so good. That's exactly what
hold my dad's
The thing
old
is,
root
like,
beer.
hold my apple juice.
Like,
Yeah.
like me and Jables, you know, like kids that were born in like the early 90s. You know, like we're kind of like the last of that generation where it's like we didn't have ready access to like online videos and like guides and shit. So there's a lot of kids now who will never know the pain of just getting lost in a video game for hours and having no idea where the fuck
And
to
you have
go or
figure
what
it
to
out,
do.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to
Espe-
figure it out, son.
Especially given that it didn't have, just follow this glowing path to get to your goal.
Yeah.
Which
I
sometimes is
used
great.
to.
Sometimes that's fantastic. That's not life, though.
I used to record like my last half hour of gameplay on VHS for Majora's Mask. So I would be able to like rewatch it and be like, okay, I did these things. All right. And now
Majora's
I can go and do
Mask
this.
is a fantastic
It's a-
game.
It's a fucking nightmare.
It is both simultaneously.
Yeah.
One thing is like, once I figured out that you could play a version of the Song of Time that actually like slows down time and gives you more time to complete the dungeons, my experience with the game improved quite a bit.
Yeah, but it takes so long to figure out how to get to that point. It's nuts.
I need to pick that back up. I never actually completed Majora's Mask because I kept getting lost in it.
I 100% completed it for the first time 2 years ago, and it was an amazing experience. Loved it.
Oh, I bet. I really need to do that.
Majora's Mask is criminally underrated, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just got a lot of boxes from my parents, so I have to go through those. And I know for a fact I've got my Xbox, or not my Xbox, my Nintendo 64. I have my original Xbox in there, but I'm hoping to find my 360 because I want to play some Rock Band.
Oh, nice.
My original Xbox is on the fritz. I'm going to have to take it apart and see if I can't salvage it. I might not be able to, though.
I haven't played my original Xbox in... Well, let's just go with a really long time. I think the last time I played it was around the time I got my 360. My first 360.
Yeah, I got my first 360 in summer/fall of 2007.
I never had that many 360 games, so...
I had enough that they are in a hard case. I'll see if I can find it.
Rimshee, why do you always walk away?
One of my all-time favorite Christmas gifts involved my 360, though. Because
I think it's going to be down in my office or something.
Christmas of 2008, my dad bought me BioShock.
Oh, BioShock.
And, oh man, what an experience that was.
Yeah,
Just the raw panic of your first Big Daddy fight. I will never forget that. It's like, okay, here we go. Oh, fuck, that thing is fast!
Yeah, my first console that, like, I bought, or that, like, it was mine, was the GameCube.
Oh, man. Are you aware that they have BioShock and BioShock 2 remastered?
I am.
Apparently, I was not aware because it's in my apparently, I was at one point aware because it's in my library, but I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever have those moments when you were playing games as a kid where, because it didn't save at like checkpoints, it saved whenever you manually saved it? So I remember this one time I had a Star Wars game. I forgot which one it was, and I saved at the worst possible time. I was like 95% done with the game, and I saved right when all these like lasers were just keyed in on me. So every time I started the game again at that location, it popped up and I just instantly died. And I had to like play it like 1,000 hours just that one little time to try to like evade it was like a perfect play.
Because you inadvertently checkpoint fucked yourself.
Yeah, yep. You used to do that all the time.
It wasn't KOTOR, was it?
I don't think so. I gotta remember what it was. It was like let me try to figure it out.
It's probably Knights of the Old Republic.
It could have been ones. Jedi out not Jedi Outcast. Oh, it could have been one of the Jedi Knight games.
As much as I love the first two Halo games, the checkpoint systems in those games will completely fuck you at times.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, especially if you're playing on Legendary. Yeah.
It's just like, you die, it's like, oh no! Why here?
Yeah, you just see that little checkpoint with the 3 little dots and it blinking a little bit. And it's like, fuck.
You just die inside.
Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, the next big thing in games is going to be VR, but it's not quite there to be totally mainstream yet.
It's not ready yet, but
yeah. It's
I just
still
want it to be like Ready Player One, where you have like a little treadmill, you're like running, like that kind of VR. I'm pumped for, but currently it's not.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well,
have you seen VR games.
The device that people have where you can? It's a It's like a little bowl that you're in.
Yeah, you
But
need
it's
special
all
shoes
treadmill,
for it.
So you can run while you're in it.
I can't
You
wait
can
for it to
run,
get
you
to
can
that
kneel,
level
you
where
can do
of us-
all that stuff.
Oof. That's gonna make gaming. That's gonna be like the next, like, checkpoint in gaming. That's gonna be so fun.
Like, in all
Shit,
honesty,
that
modern
happens.
VR is still pretty good. But you got it's very limited to certain games. Like Half-Life Alyx is absolutely fantastic. If you have VR, play Half-Life Alyx. That is like the current epitome of what VR can be.
Speaking of Valve. Damn it, Valve. Apparently, and this is according to Mouse, in POV server, they're gearing up to announce a new game finally.
Yeah,
All right.
honestly, their biggest issue is how they decided to set up their fucking business structure.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
If
don't get me wrong, Steam has been a great thing for gamers as a whole. It was the worst possible thing that could have happened to Valve, and as far as company culture goes, though.
Oh yeah, because part of the issue is that it started becoming, hey, everyone gets to choose what they work on, so no one wants to work on this project, well, it's not getting worked on.
Mm-hmm.
And it just toxified their culture a lot. I remember watching a video on that subject, and it was really bad. Valve as a Steam company, perfectly awesome, because Steam is pretty great. But it really ruined the gaming culture in that company.
So Mouse said people have broken the NDA, and Mouse says the game that Valve is working on right now is described as a cross between a MOBA, a hero shooter, and it has tower defense mechanics. And I'm just like, my sentiment that Valve couldn't care less about pleasing fans of their games anymore stands.
Yeah, that's too much going on in one game. It's-
Like, fuck off, Valve.
Alright. So, since we have a guest, should we do some Dear Abbeys?
Yeah, let's do some Dear Abbeys before we
Let's
leave.
get an opinion.
But we will come back to this.
Yeah, we'll cover the rest of this next week.
Yeah,
Although,
we've still got...
I will warn John right now, it's like, if bail, this is probably the time, because this is when we tend to get the most toxic.
Yes, I love this. Okay, let the toxic let the toxicness come. I got another 10 minutes, so hit me.
All right, we better do this quick then.
Yeah, which one?
Right. Either Moocher's potluck or children weren't allowed at the wedding.
John, based on those descriptions.
Like,
Children-
potluck, that's definitely more of a Midwest thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do children weren't allowed at the wedding. I have no idea what this is, but that sounds really intriguing.
Alright.
Alright. It's up.
This is gonna be like some like weird like 2 girls 1 cup kind of stuff going on right now, right?
No, we're not that dirty.
Yeah,
Not quite.
Yeah, if we ever launched the Pornhub show, that would have been the place for it.
Yeah, I'll pull my balls out. I don't care. Anyways, dear Lesser Saints, last weekend my son was married in a small church in Northern California. A perfect venue for a small wedding. The bride and groom come from large families, and in order to keep the cost down, they decided that children under 21 would be omitted from the guest list. It's an adult event. You don't want kids there. Example, my husband had only one friend invited to the wedding, my son's godfather. My brother and his wife, who have 3 children under 21, were extremely offended that their children were not invited to accompany them. They missed the couple's shower, didn't show up to the wedding, and offered no explanation. The morning of the rehearsal dinner, we learned the reason for their absence from my sister and her husband. Apparently, their children were extremely upset. We've tried to speak with them about the situation with no response. Any suggestions?
Alright, I actually have some stuff to say on this.
Yeah, you don't want them there anywhere. They're fucking crybabies.
Yeah.
And they're little bitches.
Good riddance. The whole time I was thinking that is good riddance.
Last October, I went to my cousin's wedding, and that was no kids. So my son stayed with my wife's parents, and he had a blast. We had a blast. It was great. But we've got this wedding for one of my other cousins, happens to be the brother of the cousin that got married in October. And my son is going to join us for that one because he's going to be the ring bearer.
Yeah.
It's an individual choice based on the actual people doing the wedding. The people getting married make that choice. Now, children under 21 seems a little weird. You could probably say...
no. When they're saying nobody under 21, that sounds like a fun wedding.
Yeah, everyone's just trying to get hammered. It's great.
Yeah.
Like, I think 21 is a great age for that.
Yeah, we're getting drunk, guys. Come on.
All I mean is that under 21, I could see some arguments there, but at the same time, it's fucking their choice.
I would say, like, the age should be, like, you can invite a kid who's under 10, but from, like, 10 years old to 21. No kids that are 10 to 21. I would even narrow it down even more, because I feel like that's, like, the boring age where they're going to just be sitting. You don't want them to get drunk, you know?
No, it's like, I don't want your asshole teens here.
Yeah. Honestly,
Just
the older I get, I'm not married, but if I ever get married, just like let me, go to a courthouse somewhere and not have to deal with any of this, and just go like have a party after. You can come if you want. You don't have to come if you don't want to come. Like, I don't care. Do whatever you want. I'm already married.
Yeah, I think my brother did it really well for his marriage. It was wedding and reception, all in the same room. Everybody sitting at tables. Open bar before the ceremony.
Ooh, love that.
Yeah.
That makes for a fun ceremony.
And so everybody's just sitting at tables. We're all chill. We're all relaxed. Got some drinks. Having a good time.
There's important context at the start of this that I feel like needs to be mentioned again.
What's that?
They're having this wedding in California, and they wanted to minimize the cost, and that was part of their decision, because by limiting the amount of guests, that's less that you have to pay for, which is especially great in California, where everything is way too fucking expensive.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yep.
Honestly, this should be like a staple in most weddings going forward. You like, someone should be like, hey, we have a babysitter over here. Every child under 21 goes to this babysitter, and the adults come out and have fun.
So the wedding we're going to is that my cousin and his fiance are providing childcare. So yeah,
I love that. That's great.
It says at the start, it's like, we're doing this as a cost-cutting measure.
Yeah. Everyone
would have known that at the start.
And if someone doesn't understand that, they're worth it to cut out of the wedding. You're like, I don't even want to deal with you. You're just like, Karen, who cares? You don't have to come to the wedding at all. That's who I know to cut out of my life.
Even at the wedding I went to in October, someone showed up with a baby. Like, what the fuck, dude? This was not the okay thing to do.
Also, I was just like, but oh my kids are so upset. They'll get over it.
By the way, Rimshee, I'm still kind of upset that I wasn't at your wedding.
I mean, none of us were.
He asked me to be a groomsman, and then he just went and got married without a...
Well, it was during the pandemic, and we would have invited more people, but...
We did his bachelor party as a fucking edition of the show!
I wasn't there for that. That's
That's
I know.
you.
too.
Jeff showed up though, and things got really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the hospital. My bad.
Yeah, I really wish that would have turned out differently.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, same.
That night. It sucks so bad that you weren't there. It was great though. And Rimshee pounded 2 glasses of scotch way too quickly and got violently sick.
Ooh.
I nursed a
love that.
third. Don't forget that part. I also nursed a third.
Gosh.
And
Well,
by
yeah, but it's
nursed,
the
I
fact
just
that you
didn't pound it.
I said it's the fact that you shotgunned the first 2 that was your mistake.
Yeah,
'Cause
I agree.
I remember I was just like watching you for the rest of the stream, and it's like, man, he's starting to look really pale. And then he disappears for a while.
Oh, so he went full Nick Rakita.
I didn't have white powder when I came back.
Wow.
Oh no, I might. Well, then again, that got lost to time because the recording fucked up.
Also,
Yeah.
if I
That was
If
the
I
other
was
thing
there,
about that
you
stream is
would've
that like the chat lag was so bad. I think at one point the chat was like up to 10 minutes behind the stream. It was awful.
That makes a fun time.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
And then Jeff took over and it wasn't 10 minutes behind the stream.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It was a
And
pleasure.
then we all
I gotta run.
stopped and
No wait.
Oh. thanks for
Well-
stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is great.
Yeah. Thanks for popping on.
Yeah.
Really
Hey,
fun.
Feel free to pop on more often.
If he doesn't
Yeah, I
have
would
it
love to.
already, give him the regular guest role.
Hey.
Yeah, good call. Good
Oh
call.
yeah, I can do that.
Love that.
I'm
I
on
will
it.
jump in anytime.
With the
yeah,
regular
I'm gonna
guest
get-
role, you can.
Let's go.
There it is.
Rimshee, did you?
Like, we literally have a
Good.
member of our audience that has
Yep.
the role, and she just uses it to jump in to yell at us and then leave.
Yeah.
That's the only way to use it. That's great.
Yeah. Rimshee, did you take care of it or?
It's done.
All right. Cool.
Yes, you guys are the
Yeah,
best.
John, you can
Appreciate
pop
it.
in anytime.
Love it. You guys are the best. Thank you.
Yeah. Have a good one.
Later,
Thanks
Yeah,
for
guys.
thanks
the
for stopping by. Good luck with your shows.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye, guys.
Later.
Bye.
I like him. He's a sweet dude.
Yeah.
Hey, he's a good guy.
He tries to keep his channel a little PG, so I kind of liked him to. I liked hearing him swear a bit.
I hear you called my name without calling. Anyway,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
yell
I'm
at-
super happy that you finally admitted that pretzels are bread. Oh.
No, I never said any such thing, but go stroking that keyboard of yours. Goodbye.
I was the keyboard stroker.
All right, we should probably read this last one and then hop off.
All right.
Well, we didn't get to the conclusion of that one.
Exactly, this last bit.
If your brother and his wife accepted the shower and wedding invitations and didn't bother to show up, they were extremely rude. You did nothing wrong, and you don't owe them an explanation for the fact that your son and his bride omitted their children from the guest list. Go on with your life, refuse to be intimidated, and be happy for your son. Yeah. Cats here
Yeah.
come.
Tell them people to get fucked.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, my brother-in-law's father was invited to his and my sister's wedding,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't fucking show up because he's a piece of shit. But I will always be thankful for the fact that he never fucking showed up, because I got a really nice seat out of it.
Nice.
Front row. Fuck you, dude.
All right.
I don't like weddings, but I like love. So I'll always show up to a wedding to support the people that are doing like it's a celebration of love and just sort of like making things official.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So I
you
always
should-
support that. But we're gonna end the show. Fuck you, everybody. I hate all of you. Cass, you're a cunt. Crab, you're a faggot.
Jables.
Sorry, I
We're
forgot
on
we're
Twitch.
You're a cracker?
We can't have nice things.
Nah.
Jables is why we
All
don't
right, have a
an
good one. I'm
audience.
gonna play the song.